If you have east-west breasts, meaning your nipples point to either side, then shopping for a bra could feel like a nightmare a lot of the time. Great news, you came to the right place. Here at Stylisty, I read all the reviews and I found the best bras for east-west breasts. So let's get into it.
So, as we all know, not all bras are made equal, and no matter what shape your boobs are, you deserve a bra that fits well. If you have nipples that point outwards or breasts that splay to the sides instead of collecting toward the center of the chest, then you have what they call east-west breasts. It's a pretty self-explanatory kind of term, but it does come with specific considerations when it comes to finding a bra that fits you well. So, today I'm going to give you a breakdown of the 5 best bras for east-west breasts. Say that 5 times fast. First and foremost, let's talk about what are east-west breasts, right? So these are characterized by outward-facing nipples and breast tissue that tends to be concentrated toward the outer part of your breast. This gives them sometimes an appearance of splaying outward, away from the center of the chest. And this is just a shape, an orientation, if you will, right? If you're curious about doing more of a deep dive into how to find the right bra for you specifically, then definitely check out the subreddit r/a bra that fits. They go into great detail about how you can figure out the exact shape and orientation of your breasts so that you can find the best bra for you. There are many different ways to have boobs, and all of them are worthy and all of them deserve a bra that fits well and addresses any, concerns or whatever you're looking for in a bra, right? Now, it's important to note that the orientation of the breast does not necessarily, does not correlate to size, right? So I will be including some options for different sizes of bust, as well as just different styles of bra, because there is no one particular bra that is best for every set of east-west breasts. Let's get into a few things to consider when you are shopping for bras for east-west breasts. There are a few key factors that you want to be on the lookout for. First is side support or padding. So since east-west breasts splay toward the sides, extra side support or padding or reinforcement can bring your breasts closer together, which is what's going to give you the appearance of cleavage. Cleavage is, when we think of if the breasts are facing outward, they're not together. And the togetherness is what gives you that appearance of cleavage. So if that's something that you're after, you're going to want something with side support. Next up, you're going to want to look at bras with plunging necklines. So since these types of breasts have less tissue closer to your chest's midline, you don't want a bunch of extra fabric toward the center of your chest, because that's going to cause gapping and ill fit. So plunging necklines, there's not fabric toward the center of your chest, so you're going to be good to go. Next, you're going to want to look for balconette shape bras. So the balconette bra shape is designed with structured sides and underwire that keep your breasts kind of in place toward the front, toward the center, right? You're also going to want to consider bras that have a front closure. This will naturally draw your breasts together because you're kind of, when you think about back closure bras, you're reaching back and you're hooking it in place. With front closure, you are actively bringing the breasts toward each other as you close the bra. And, of course, bras shift throughout the day, but this is a good way to kind of bring them toward the center if that's what you're looking for. You're also going to want to look for a wide vertical seam. Having a wide seam on the sides is going to guide those breasts toward the center of the chest. and contour them for a more rounded, even shape. Last but not least, just like with every bra, you're going to want to look for comfort and support. Having east-west breasts does not exclude you from deserving a bra that feels good. At the end of the day, no matter what the shape or style of the bra is, it needs to be comfortable. And so I looked at reviews to make sure that the bras on this list are comfy, depending on, of course, what your needs are. So let's just get into it. My top pick overall is going to be this perfect coverage bra from ThirdLove. It kind of has everything that you could think of. It checks a lot of these boxes. This one is my top pick because it has flexible, poke-free wire, and as you can see, it has, wide side seams here, right? So we're looking at, the top to bottom. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about a wide side seam. That's gonna gently contour the breasts inward. It's also gonna offer shaping and support on the side. It also has memory foam padded cups that will provide some nipple coverage. Since, as we discussed, east-west breasts, your nipples are kind of splaying outward. If you don't want those nipples to be visible, then you're going to want a little bit of padding. But this has light padding, which I love. And there we have it. The top is organic cotton with stretch, which I also love. And it's just, cotton is a very good, inoffensive, if you will, fabric for sensitive skin. So that is going to add points as far as comfort, of course. ThirdLove as a brand, and we can see here kind of with their sizing, right? They're a longtime favorite for inclusive sizing and for fit-focused designs, right? And this makes it a great option for east-west breasts of all shapes and sizes. I myself own a few ThirdLove bras, and they are in heavy rotation. When I wear a bra, which I prefer not to, the ThirdLove picks are the ones that are getting the most use from my closet. As we can see, this perfect coverage organic cloud cotton bra comes in 3 colors. Band sizes 32 to 44 and cup sizes A through H, which is pretty expansive, making it, kind of a great pick, whatever size cup you have. Now, obviously, if you have special considerations as far as sizing goes, we have picks for you as well. But top overall is definitely going to go to this ThirdLove Perfect Coverage Bra. Next up, top pick for large breasts. It's going to be this Ana Plunge Bra from Panache. So I have seen this listed too many times on best bra lists for large chests, and I just had to put it here because it also has a lot of features that make it great for east-west breasts in particular. Some of those details include this wide side seam. Let me see if I can get a better picture of it. You can kind of see there, but you don't want, a super thin sort of band because it's not going to corral all of the breast tissue, especially if you have larger breasts. It also has some supportive, pretty hefty, but flexible and comfortable underwire. Oh no, it went away. Which is, great to bring bras inward. As we can see from the name, right? It's a plunging neckline, and the inner part of these cups is not padded. Actually, let me look at this description here. It is not padded, but the mesh in here is a bit thinner, or the lace, what have you. So you're not going to have to worry about having a bunch of gapping or extra fabric right in that area toward the center of your chest. Great for east-west breasts. And this allows it to contour better to your body and honor your natural shape. As we can see, the Ana Plunge Bra comes in all of these different colors. I'm looking at US sizing because I'm in the US. And it comes in band sizes 28 to 38. I keep scrolling away from it. And then depending on the band size, you get specific cup sizes, right? But if we're looking at, for instance, a 32 band size, you're going to get a D through an M cup. Again, great for larger chests. Unfortunately, this band size selection is somewhat limited. There are options on this list, especially the next one that we get into, that do have more inclusive sizing when it comes to bands. But if this is your bag, if this is your body, then this is my top overall pick for larger east-west breasts, because it has so many features that I look for. Runner up for large breasts is going to be the WonderFull Vibe Full Cup Side Support Bra from Curvy Kate. Curvy Kate is another one of those brands that I see mentioned over and over again in roundups for larger chests. And this side support bra is great for east-west breasts, for obvious reasons, right? The side support is what sets this one apart. It has firm, wide. Let me see if I can get a close-up of the side support. Not so much. We can see the back. We can see here. It has firm, wide mesh wings on the side that offer great smoothing and shaping to bring east-west breasts closer together. It also has great, hefty underwire here that's, poke-free, but provides the support necessary for larger chests. And the unlined geometric lace is what they call this. Allows it to lay flat underneath tops, right? So obviously this bra is geared toward larger sizes. So it's not going to be for everyone, right? It's not going to be right for every single set of east-west breasts. However, and the cups, which means, that these cups are paneled, right? And it's a more full coverage, which seems contradictory because I know at the top I said you want a plunging neckline and you want less fabric toward the center. However, when you get to a point where you're having larger breasts, you want more support, you want more coverage. And so this offers that side support and the general support necessary for larger breasts. As we can see, this bra unfortunately only comes in 2 different colors. And for some reason, it's only showing me the UK sizes. But as we can see, it comes in band sizes 32 through 46, very wide range. And it comes in cup sizes triple D to I, depending on, the band size that you have, right? So for large chests, great option for east-west breasts. Also, I highly recommend this site for other bras, depending on, the orientation and the projection of your breasts. Look into Reddit. I'm so serious. That is the best possible resource to figure out what bra is actually going to be comfortable for you. So I definitely recommend this. Of course, I see this Panache mentioned so many times, so it got top overall for larger busts, but the Curvy Kate is a great option if you do not have your size available in the Panache one. For smaller busts, although they do have still a super expansive and wide size range, is going to be the Plunge in Modal from Cuup. This is a great option for smaller breasts because, first off, we look at the name, the Plunge, right? So that's checking a box as far as it comes to east-west breasts. This, of course, reduces gapping toward the inner part of the cups. The underwire here is, flexible, but still supportive, right? It doesn't dig, it doesn't poke. And that makes it great for smaller busts that have lower volume toward the center of the chest. It is important to note that, while I said, of course, that it's better for smaller busts, and the reason that I say that, the reason that it's that pick for that particular type is some of the reviews do state that it doesn't have the best support, right? And you can kind of tell looking at it, if you have a larger chest, just the shape and the structure, it's maybe not going to be enough for you. However, it's also not so thick and cumbersome that it is too much for a smaller bust. So that's why I picked it for the smaller chests. But again, it does have an expansive size range, right? We see this is the widest range of bands that I've seen. We have 30 to 50. Of course, the cup size is slightly more limited. You're looking at A through H. And again, my people with larger chests claim that this isn't the best for a larger bust. But if you have smaller breasts that face outward, this is going to be a great pick for you. It is also lined, which is good for nipple coverage. And yeah, or lightly padded for nipple coverage. It's also buttery soft, which is super good. Has nothing to do with east-west breast, but I always am looking for a comfier bra, and that is what all the reviews say. Last but not least, we're looking at a bralette. Skims is just, they always make the cut. They always make the list. You know, we can get into the ethicality and the sustainability of this brand in another video maybe. However, when it comes to fit and comfort and price and shade range and size inclusivity, Skims is constantly one of the best options in the game, and there's just no denying that. So with that in mind, this racerback triangle bralette is hands down the best bralette that I could find for east-west breasts. Because let's look at what we got going on here, right? We have the triangle shape. As we can see, you have a deep center area here so that there isn't a surplus of fabric where you don't have as much breast tissue. It also is racerback, and racerback, when you look at these straps and having the straps closer to the neck or closer, narrower on the shoulders, also helps to kind of bring the breasts toward the center of the chest, especially when you adjust them, which is super helpful. They're somewhat partially adjustable. It's super helpful. And according to the reviews, I did not see a lot of people saying that it didn't work for larger busts as well. It truly does fit everyone, allegedly, as they say. It's also super comfortable. This fabric looks incredible. And a lot of people have said that it's, pretty breathable and great for everyday use or for lounging around the house. And of course, it does come in a pretty decent shade range and sizes extra, extra small through 4X. It does have this little size guide. Now, I will tell you that some of the reviewers have said that this one in particular does run a bit small. So you may want to consider sizing up, especially if you're in between sizes or if you have a wider band size. You might want to consider that. So, to wrap it all up, which one would I say is the best? It kind of depends. It depends on your size. It depends on the other factors, right, that go into determining breast shape. But overall, I will say that the Organic Cloud Cotton Perfect Coverage Bra from ThirdLove kind of takes the cake, in my opinion. If you have a larger bust, then the Ana Plunge Bra from Panache is a great option, but only for smaller band sizes. If you do have a larger band size, or if you surpass this size range, definitely go with this Curvy Kate. It offers extra side support and fuller cups for a fuller bust. For smaller chests, I recommend this plunge. Has that plunging neckline, so no cupping toward, or no gapping toward the center of the cups, and enough support and nipple coverage through padding that it's going to get you right. And last but not least, For a comfy daily wear, loungy, everyday bralette, it is gonna be Skims. This fits everybody racerback triangle bralette is a wonderful option for east-west breasts. So, which ones have you tried? Which ones are you going to try?
So there you have it. Those are my favorite bras for east-west breasts. If you have east-west breasts, let me know. Did I miss anything? Do you swear by any of the ones on this list? Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.